Hello friends and welcome to Share Them Smiles. I'm Alyssa and I am doing another weekend reading vlog. So I was going to start actually by finishing up a book, like reading the last few pages, but I actually did that before I started filming, and that was House Rules by Jodi Picoult. I've been reading this for a while now, but I finished it up today after work, and I actually really enjoyed it. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to give it as a rating yet. I'm still kind of letting it all sink in. I just finished it, so I'll probably fill you in on that a little bit later. As for the rest of this week, what I'm going to be reading, I'm still not 100% sure. I have two books that I'm really heavily considering, but they're both pretty big books, and I'm not sure story-wise if I'm going to really get into both of them, but I think I'm going to start with those and then see where the weekend takes me, so I'm going to show you what those books are real quick. So the first book I'm looking at is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I have just heard so much about this book. It's literally all over BookTube, and people seem to be loving it, and it just really caught my attention, and it's just this really cool, awesome book, and I know I've talked about it before, and so I'm hoping that maybe this weekend this will be one of the books I read. This is also one of the books that was chosen by you guys for me to read. I still have to put out the second video for that. This will be the first book on that video. So I definitely have to read this book soon. But yeah, so this is the first book that I know I want to try to get through, but again, it's a pretty thick one. The second book I actually got from the library, and it's A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. It's one that just looks really cool to me. It's got, witches and magic and all that kind of stuff, which is really interesting to me. And I think that this time of year, beginning of fall, is just kind of the perfect time to pick this stuff up. And so this is a series. It's been out for a while. It is book one of the All Souls trilogy, and I've been looking at it for a while, and I thought now is just kind of the perfect time to pick that up. So since this has a due date, because it's from the library, that's why this one is kind of high on my list as well. So I'm really kind of right now kind of up in the air about which one I'm about to start, but one of these two will be the one that I start next. And possibly I'll be reading both of them this weekend, and maybe I'll be reading something different. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so that's kind of where I am at with my reading, and I plan on doing, I have other stuff to do, but I do plan on still doing a lot of reading, so we'll see how the weekend goes for me in that respect. Jocelyn, you want to tell them what you're reading this weekend?
Well, my economics book, but also Sea Witch by Sarah Henning. It's pretty fun. I'm a little over halfway through it so far, so hopefully this, and then if I finish this, who knows? I have a lot to choose from.
Oh, that she does. It'll be a surprise to all of us. So between her and I being indecisive, we'll find out. There's still a lot of weekend to go. It's only the evening on Friday, so I'm going to get to reading, and I'll check back in with y'all later. Bye for now. Good morning. Actually, at this point, it's almost afternoon, but that's okay. So, some plan changes this weekend already. Jocelyn got a text, and who we've dog sat before, and it's kind of a last minute thing, but she asked us to do that again tonight, and we said yes, so we had to quick get ready and leave. Then we had breakfast, and now we're on our way over to get her dog. As for reading, I got about 40 pages into A Discovery of Witches. So far, it's been I don't know if it's the setup. It hasn't really caught my attention completely yet, but I'm hoping it gets there. I think basically from what I've read so far, I feel like it's everything that you read on the Dust Jacket. So we'll see how it goes. I do work today, and then we're supposed to get dinner with a friend of mine for her birthday. So we'll see. I don't have a ton of time to do some reading, but I'll try to get some done before work, and then we'll just have to go from there. Jocelyn, do you want to tell the people how much you read yesterday?
Well, yesterday I read the 9 pages of my economics book, and then I did my homework.
Yeah, so her fun reading didn't happen yesterday.
Well, I did a little bit right before bed.
Oh, there. She read a little bit. I don't know. I went to bed way before she did, so I don't know. But, yeah, so that's where we're at, and we'll be checking in later to let you know some more. All right, friends, and we're off again, this time to work. So this is going to be short and sweet so I can throw some makeup on. I've only made about 20 more pages in. But it is getting a little bit more interesting now, so that's good. I'm definitely not gonna, well, I don't want to say that, but I highly doubt that I will not be finishing this book this weekend. But I do hope to make a pretty big dent in it for this weekend reading vlog. But we shall see. And then when I'm back at the house, I can show you what books I ended up bringing with me. And we'll see where it goes from there. So, see you after work. Okay, so between surprise dog sitting and work and also having dinner with Nicole for her birthday, it's been a pretty busy day. And even at work, it was like exceptionally busy, which was fine. It was just more than I was used to, which was actually, I kind of enjoy that in a way because it makes time go a little bit faster when you're constantly working. But because of all that, I haven't gotten any further in my book yet. But I do plan on reading a little bit at least anytime before like bed happens. Jocelyn, on the other hand, however, I tell people. Tell the people.
I finished Sea Witch today, and yeah, I was the last 100 pages went really, really fast, which I really liked, and I really liked the story, and a lot like Wicked, the musical, and the book. It makes you feel sad for this character that's portrayed as a villain, because Sea Witch is essentially Ursula's origin story, and so it makes you feel sad for her because a lot of it's not even her fault. And yeah, it's just something that I'm definitely going to revisit because I think there were a couple parts that I didn't quite understand exactly what was happening, but yeah, I'm excited to revisit it in a couple months, years, whenever.
Yeah, so Jocelyn had a successful reading day, and I'm happy for her. I, however, on the other hand, did not, but I'm going to try to get a little bit more done, like I said, and this isn't my house, so I'm trying not to film too much of it, and yeah, so I'm going to go do that. I may have one more check-in tonight. If not, then I will see you all in the morning. So, ciao for now. Good morning, friends. So, it turns out we forgot a hairbrush, which my hair is a hot mess right now. I was trying to tame it. I think Jocelyn already took the dog out. But, yeah, so it's morning. I did not do any more reading because I was quite frankly exhausted because I have not been sleeping well at all. And so I ended up just basically falling asleep. And then I woke up early. And then I fell back asleep. And here we are now. So today's the day to try to get the bulk of the reading done. So now I will show you the other books I brought with me. I don't think I'm going to get to any of them. I might do a little bit of reading out of one of them, but we're going home today too, so it was just wishful thinking, I think, on my part, but I'll show you what I brought. Alright, so as you all know, I brought A Discovery of Witches. This is the one that I've been reading. Well, I've been reading, I mean, started on Friday. I am currently on, there's no page number on that page, but 62. So, basically made a little bit of a dent in that. The other book I was considering reading that you've also already seen is Children of Blood and Bone. I brought it with me in case I decided to abandon A Discovery of Witches, because this will be the next, I think, full book that I do read after A Discovery of Witches. And then I also brought this book of poetry that I showed you guys before, which is Stuff I've Been Feeling Lately by Alicia Cook. There's a bookmark in here, but I haven't really read any of it yet. But I just think this book is super cool in how it's set up, and I'm super excited to read it. I brought it in case I wanted something to break up the other books, because it's poetry, but underneath the poetry she has written the song she's currently listening to with each poem, and then there's remixes when you reach a certain point where she takes the same poetry but then crosses stuff out and circles it and makes it something completely different, which I think is super cool. And these aren't really full books, they're sneak peeks that I got to two different books. I might try to get one of these in today as well to break things up. One is a sneak peek into Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl, and one is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kiersten White. This one I don't really know much about at all. I just know that it's something to do with someone named Elizabeth Frankenstein, so I'm going to assume that it kind of has a callback to Frankenstein's story in some way. Neverworld Wake, I also don't really know too much about, but I read Night Film by Marisha Pessl. It was a book that I heard a lot about, was probably one of my most anticipated books, and I think maybe I anticipated it a little too much, so that by the time I read it, I liked it, but it didn't live up to the expectation. But I think that was more my fault than the book itself. So I'm going to read the beginning of this with no expectation and decide from there if I want to purchase either of these books. So I'm going to try to get one of these in today as well. So that's where we're at this morning. Today, for the most part, we are going home. We're still dog sitting at the moment, but that's really the only thing that we have set in stone. We might do some other stuff, but for the most part, today is the day that I think I have to dedicate to reading. So let's see where this weekend goes. I would love to finish something. So that is the goal today, is to finish something and at least make a big old dent into A Discovery of Witches. So I will be checking in with you all later. So we walked the dog one last time, and now we're on our way home. I read a few pages of A Discovery of Witches, but it's not really worth commenting on. But what I did read was this little sneak peek of Neverworld Wake. This is a book, I got this, I think, before the book came out, and it has since come out, and I've seen it on different channels and stuff, but I wanted to read the sneak peek first to see if it was something that I, truly would be interested in. And so my consensus after reading the first two chapters, which are in here, is that it seems interesting enough. So the basic premise is this girl who is our narrator has this group of friends that she hasn't seen for a year, and then you find out it's because that the last time they all hung out, I guess, one of them died. One of the characters died, at some point, and that's why like she hasn't seen them. And the character, like they were all this group of friends, and the character was actually her boyfriend. And so it's like a year later, and she gets an invite to go hang out with them all, and so she goes, and something is clearly going to happen. My understanding is this isn't what happened in like the 2 chapters. The 2 chapters was basically her being sad and being alone, and then her meeting up with them, and then it ends with like an almost car crash, I guess. Like they're almost in an accident, they're kind of in an accident, I don't even know. But that's how this part ends. But at some point they get stuck in, I don't know if it's called a Neverworld Awake or what it is, but where basically they kind of keep reliving the same day over and over again. That doesn't happen in the sneak peek, but like that's what I've heard from other places. So based off of this, I mean, it does sound interesting. I can see my arm. You guys can see my arms. It's all reflecting in my sunglasses. It's fine. But like, I feel like I would read this book, but I'm in no rush to read this book. I have some other ones that I definitely want to get to before I get to that one. So yeah, so that's kind of where I am with that. Gonna keep reading when we get back to our house. Finally brush my hair, and because we didn't bring any hairbrushes with us, and yeah, so that's that. So I just took a shower. Jocelyn's in there taking one now, and then when she's done, I got changed for bed. When she's done, we're gonna do some face masks, which will be fun. Something a little different, a nice little break from reading. Not that I had a huge break from reading because I haven't been doing a ton of reading, but that's because I've had a terrible headache for a good chunk of today. I think that the dark spot is the camera. So yeah, so I've had a pretty bad headache. Took some medicine for it. It's feeling a little better, but I definitely still have a headache. But it's definitely feeling a little bit better, so I got a little bit of reading done, but not as much as I would like. I think since I am feeling a little better, I'm probably going to do some more reading until Jocelyn's out of the shower and ready to go. And then we'll do our face masks, and it'll be fun, and I'll bring you guys along with me. I realize that this format is kind of a lot of, oh, here's a close-up of my face as I tell you what I've been doing. Hopefully it'll eventually be more of showing you what I'm doing. That's the goal, but as of right now, I'm still not really 100% sure how to do that. But in a little bit, you can come along with us while we do face masks. So I'm going to read, and then I will see you then. This is for anti-stress or purifying. I need both of those things. I think for right now I'm going to do the purifying one, which is green. Alright. Oh, you're already recording?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk to the people. So, we own like 4, we have a bunch of these in our medicine cabinet here. So today, we decided to go with a couple different ones. Today I'm going with this, might help if I put it where you can see it. I'm going to go with the Purifying Clay Mask. It's avocado and oatmeal, and instantly deep cleans, nourishes for fresh skin. So, yeah, so that's the one I'll be using.
And I'll be using the Polishing Charcoal and Black Sugar Gel Mask and Scrub that instantly detoxes pores and exfoliates for smooth skin.
So yeah, so it's like a little spa day. There's a mess. Alright, let's do it! So we've set our masks on, and you have to wash off in 5 to 7 minutes, and mine's in 7 to 10 minutes.
I'm
So
probably just gonna wait 10 minutes.
no, so she's gonna do it at the right time, and then I'll go after, and then, or maybe like if you wait till 7 and I start at 7, perfect, and then we'll see you all then, I guess. Bye. Alright, now it's time to wash this face off. I look like, because I kind of feel like, you know, those people, like you can't move here. Just, yeah, I can't move. I'm looking forward to being able to smile again.
Gotta focus.
Alright, so how did your face feel?
Amazing.
You're not even in the camera.
It feels amazing.
I see. It definitely feels like softer. It's still a little like wet, so it's still not perfectly there. But I know I always enjoy doing these little face masks. I like the smell of the focus. But alright, so that was a nice little restful break. Spa day. Now back to reading.
Slash lesson planning.
Slash lesson planning. That's what she's doing. I'm just reading, but yeah. Okay, back to reading. No offense to football, but I might put some music in my ear too. If I do, I'll let you know what I'm playing. Good Travel Laura Daybell. She's my favorite Christian artist and one of my favorite artists altogether, and I would listen to her new album quite a lot. I find her kind of soothing background noise for while I'm reading. I'm talking to the camera. She got us tickets. So we're gonna go see Kelly Clarkson. That's not for a while though. But we have tickets. Alright. So it is currently, this camera's a little low, but that's okay. It's currently 11:01 and we have to get up early in the morning. Yeah. And we have to get up early in the morning, go teach some young children. So I'm gonna stop reading here. I am at chapter 12, page 137, which is not very far in this book at all. But if we look at the entire weekend, I started it by finishing House Rules by Jodi Picoult. I read a sneak peek to, what's that book called? Never Wake Falls. Shoot, let me look it up real quick. It's by Marisha Pessl, I know that much. Her newest one. And it's a young adult one, which her other book was not. Night Film was not. Neverworld Wake, that's what it's called. So I read the sneak peek to Neverworld Wake. I finished House Rules by Jodi Picoult, and I read 136 pages of A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. So overall, I didn't read too much. It ended up being a busier weekend than I had initially anticipated, I guess. But I did read over 200 pages, so I guess I'm pretty happy with that. Hopefully I'll do better than that next time, but I think it was an okay overall. And yeah, so I guess that's where I'm gonna leave this vlog for myself and what I've done. Jonathan's update.
Well, this weekend I ended up finishing Sea Witch, which I was surprised that I did. And now I'm just working on the lesson plans for 4th and 3rd grade for my student teaching.
Yeah. So we dog sat, and today we did some grocery shopping, and like I said, I had a headache, so I tried to take a nap and laid down a lot. But yeah, so we had a nice weekend, and I hope to do this again. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the end of this one for you. So thank you all so much for watching, and don't forget to share them smiles. Ciao for now, friends.